I'm just gonna sort of jump from a ledge and see if I can find my footing somehow. Humans are pattern-seeking creatures, and with that, they look at faces as a sort of North Star in order to associate with people that they know. You see me, and I am Flip Down Yonder, or Zen Huxtable, or whatever name that you know me by in a interpersonal level. Because you see my face. You don't hear my voice or anything like that. You just see me, and you're like, oh, that's that guy. That's the internet guy who talks and does animation sometimes and does music sometimes. Blah blah blah. Like there's all these associations that you get from seeing my face and having those past associations of like my past actions and what I've done. You know, you've created that archetype, that ledger of past actions. That is in that little manila envelope in your mind, and it opens up immediately when you see my face. I want to talk about the anime Frieren. I enjoyed that anime so much. It is insanely good. If you haven't watched it, please watch it. It's really fucking good. In that anime, the titular character Frieren has this hatred, this searing hatred for demons. Demons in the anime Frieren are particularly insidious because they look just like humans, except they have little horns. That's the only thing that's different about them. So, because of that, humans a lot of the time say, well, because they look like humans, they are redeemable, perhaps. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe we can just like take them in and, perhaps with the right sort of nurturing, we can reform them and make them good, perhaps. Here's the thing about the demons in Frieren. It's not a question of whether you can give them there's no amount of nurturing that you can give them in order to make them be like, I see the error of my ways now. They are a different creature.
お母さん。
償う機会を与えてやってもいいじゃないか。
今殺しておかないと後悔するよ。だってあいつ。
フリーレン、僕たちには言葉がある。
やっぱりあの時殺しておくべきだったんだわ。
仕方がありません。この子は人質に。またお母さんなのに。なんでお母さんなんて言葉を使うの？だって殺せなくなるでしょ。
You ever see those social media videos of like people with bobcats or lynxes and like they're in the house and they're just chilling and like they're hissing at the owner and for whatever reason the owner's super chill and everybody in the comments is like, what are you doing? That is a wild animal in your house and it's going to kill you if you stop giving it food. That's what the demons in Frieren are like. They have a similarity in appearance to something that we have a fond association with, which is cats, domesticated cats. And people make that extrapolation saying, okay, well, a bobcat looks like a domesticated cat. And so I guess, like, if I give it enough domestication, it's going to be A-okay. It's going to be hunky-dory. Well, no. If you stop feeding it meat, the first thing it's going to do is bust down your door and rip out your larynx. That's just how it goes. Sorry. It's the same deal with the demons of Frieren. You don't bring them into your house and start feeding them dinner and raise them as your child. What happens is you get killed because demons in Frieren see you as prey. That's just categorically the case. They see you as prey. You are a different species than them forever. It doesn't matter that they speak. It doesn't matter that they look like you. They are a different species. That's why the idea of the visage of a person, this little thing that we got right here, is so insidious. You see it and you're like, person. Because that's how our brains work. That's what pattern recognition has done to us evolutionarily. Costume change. Won't you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? This character is a guy named Curly. He's from the game Mouthwashing. In the community of Mouthwashing, there's a lot of discussion about whether or not he deserved righteously the consequence of his actions. He was the captain of the ship in the game Mouthwashing. And because of some action and lack of diligence on his part, some terrible things happened. This is one of the things that happened. And people wonder if this is a sort of karmic sort of following in the sequence of actions, as opposed to a terrible accident that happened. You can say that partly because of his lack of diligence, this is something that happened to him. But is it his fault? Can it be laid entirely at his feet? That's not really what I want to answer right now. I'm more interested in the fact that he looks like this now and that he can't do anything anymore. He can only look around. He can't move his arms or his feet or anything really because he is a quadriplegic and he's a mute and he's fucked up and his life sucks unequivocally. You know, this is sort of going back to what I was talking about earlier, the idea of, you know, your face and being able to identify, but it's also about your actions. It's about being the captain of a ship and being sort of reliable in some senses, but also not reliable, but also all of that being you. You know, you're Curly, the captain of the ship, the guy that people leaned on, but also the guy who, like, when you wanted to talk to him about something that really traumatized you, he just kind of went, Now he doesn't even have the option of doing that at all. He has been robbed of his agency and his ability to act. He is, in a lot of senses, nothing now, which is a terrible place to be. When you're born, the expectation is that you are a person that does things. You know, I'm assuming that's what a parent wants for their child. They give them birth because they want them to do things out in the world, and they want to watch their child do things. So that's the expectation of a baby that is born. Vast majority of the time, that's sort of the default expectation. And now this man has gone against the default of humanity, and he is pretty much taken everything that makes humans a lot of what they are has been taken away from him. And now he looks like this. He doesn't look human anymore. And now he can't do what humans do. That is immensely sad.